Thank you so much. And now we are moving on to the greetings from the President of Ukrainian Association of South Africa, Olesya Loubser. Olesya, we're welcoming you today to the festival.
Thank you, Ginka. Your Excellencies, honored guests, participants, and everybody who is watching us in South Africa and around the globe. We welcome you at our first annual Festival of Ukrainian Culture. Thank you for taking time from your busy lives to open curtain to ancient but unknown culture. This year, Ukraine celebrated 30th anniversary of independence, but you will see that our roots and traditions are as old as the world is. They are rich and deep and meaningful, signifying connection of the people with the universe and nature. We will touch on ancestral culture in the work of artist Chuplyak. We will see the magical patterns of embroidery breaking through into the modern fashion and ruling the catwalk. We will feel the vigor of Cossack dance and beauty of folk instruments such as bandura and cymbale. I remember when the idea about the festival was born. It was a sparkle of a few minds filled with Ukrainian spirit that wanted to share it with the world. And here we are doing it year after year. Shortly after first festival in South Africa that took place in 2017, Ukrainian Association of South Africa was registered and started its unique, dynamic life, creating something that never existed before, Ukrainian environment in South Africa. Now association is known here in Ukraine, in global Ukrainian environment, and we would like to reach even further to the heart of each of you. And today's technology makes it possible. In 4 years of existence, Ukrainian Association of South Africa realized many projects in the area of education, culture, economy, ecology, research, and others. We teach Ukrainian language to children and adults. We showcase Ukrainian literature in libraries. We put performances of Lesya Ukrainka in theaters. We plant the trees as part of global initiative. We bring people together for celebrations and commemorations. We started dialogue about the place of Eastern European communities in South Africa. We talk about women problem in society and much, much more. And all of those projects were possible thanks to cooperation with partners that support our activities. Among them are Ukrainian Embassy in South Africa, South African Embassy in Ukraine, Ukrainian World Congress, Institute of International Affairs in South Africa and in Ukraine, honorary ambassadors, artists, performers, and so on. Some of them are joining us today. We thank them for their contribution to our vision to share beautiful Ukrainian culture with the world. Thank you.
thanks a lot for your first comments. We can see that you're joining us and sharing our stream. Thank you so much. Please let us know where you're watching us from. We would like to hear from you and to know where you're joining us today from. And Olesya, you've been in South Africa for almost 20 years or maybe over 20 years. Let's get it out. First question that people ask about Ukrainians. Where is Ukraine?
Thank you for that question, Zvinka. That is the question that I'm asked very often, unfortunately, so I'm very happy to tell it to a wide audience. So Ukraine is actually the largest country of Europe. It is located in Eastern Europe, and it borders Poland, Hungary, Moldova, Belarus, Russia, and Black Sea. And it has population of 41 million, so it's actually easy to find it on the map.
Thank you so much. And how many Ukrainians are in South Africa?
Our research shows that about 6,000 Ukrainians are living in South Africa now.
And in Ukrainian Association of South Africa, how many members?
Okay, we reached the number of 100, which is a big number for us because we are new, dynamic association developing. So we are proud to have 100 members, and obviously we have a few hundred who are in our informational field and receive our emailing lists and news.
Thank you. And is Ukrainian really a language?
Absolutely, absolutely. Ukrainian is a language that belongs to, it's a separate language that belongs to the family of Slavic languages and is using Cyrillic as an alphabet for reading and writing. And if anybody wants to learn some Ukrainian, we can offer courses or classes.
So if I'm in South Africa and would like to look for Ukrainian recipes, what would you advise? What is Ukrainian cuisine? And the trickiest question, what is salo?
A lot of questions. The most popular and known Ukrainian dishes would be borscht, which is delicious red beetroot soup. It looks good, it tastes good, and it's also good for your health. Another dish would be vareniki, and that would resemble a dumpling with different kind of fillings like cabbage, potatoes, mushrooms, berries. They're very delicious. All Ukrainians like vareniki. Then there is also holubtsi, something like cabbage rolls. And salo, it's the whole myth about Ukrainian dish. It's very traditional, goes deep in history. Perhaps it resembles a little bit biltong because it's cured product. So salo is a cured, spiced pork lard. And Ukrainians like to eat it, and it gives a lot of energy during cold winters.
I must be honest, your answers make me hungry, but you are doing very well on this test. And I can tell you a secret that I actually do have borscht in my fridge. So if I suddenly disappear from this stream, you know where I will be, next to the fridge. The last question, how old is Ukraine?
That is probably the most trickiest questions of all. Ukraine is an ancient civilization that had turbulent history. And the oldest civilization that we know of that existed on territory of Ukraine is Tripilia culture, and it blossomed 7,000 or 8,000 years ago. Then also Kiev, the city of capital of Ukraine, was founded in 5th century, and Kiev Rus was a leading European country till 13th century. Since then, unfortunately, Ukraine was conquered by different empires and countries, and only recently, in 1991, it became independent again.
Thank you so much, Olesya. I hope all our listeners also learn a little bit more about Ukraine. And if you are interested to learn even beyond that, please join the Ukrainian Association mailing list. We would be very happy to involve you in more events in South Africa.